Democracy. What is democracy? Well, there is no such thing as democracy in the world today, because true, pure democracy doesn't work like the way things work today at all. For to be truly democratic, each person that puts up to be elected should put up on a manifesto of their own manifesto what they're going to do, what they will vote against, what they will vote for. Nothing to do with parties at all. And the person that is elected will go to Parliament and represent his constituency on the grounds of what he promised them. When it came to a vote, if the thing that he'd been elected on was against that, he would vote against it, and if it wasn't, he would vote for it, if the people that elected him wanted it. None of this here party squabbling and all whatnot. You get so many MPs, each of those MPs then vote to elect who will be Prime Minister and who will be Deputy Prime Minister and Chancellor and so on. That is pure democracy. Nothing to do with parties. And then you would get the best people for the best job, and people would vote with their consciences. It would also save the country money, because you wouldn't have to have whips running around making sure somebody voted for something that they didn't want to vote for. That is total nonsense. Everybody should vote with their mind and heart and what they believe in. Whether I'm basically a socialist, but I find myself today hearing things mentioned by conservatives that I used to literally hate, saying things that I agree with, and some of the Labour people disagreeing with it. Now, if you had a free vote for every bill in Parliament, you would get people voting for their own opinions on what they'd agreed with their electorate, not what they're told to do by their party leaders, etc. You wouldn't have parties. It would be one party, the United Kingdom Party, and I don't mean UKIP, I mean the entire country. And everybody would be independent, and everybody would be responsible for their own manifesto. And if they broke that promise, in other words, if an MP for a certain constituency voted for or against something that they told their electorate that they would not do, they should then be thrown out and a by-election held. That is true democracy, and you don't see it anywhere in the world today. But that's the way democracy started, and that's what it means. Government by the people, for the people. And don't be fooled by America, because they ain't got government for the people, by the people. It's government for the rich, by the rich, for the companies, for the multinationals. That's who run America. They're trying to bring down Obama simply because he's trying to help the poor instead of the multinationals. Multinationals drive me up the wall. 20 years ago I invented a colour TV system that I devised, and I worked out to work it so that you'd be able to see, using the brain, your own brain, rather than any fancy gadget equipment. You simply teach yourself to see in 3D, just like you would learn French or German or any other thing. And any person is capable of doing that using my system. And the multinationals have spent 20 years trying to fiddle away to get round my idea, trying to claim it's their idea. It is ridiculous, because I didn't want anything for the idea. The first company that contacts me and says, yes, you're right, they will have my rights. Any other company will not. So get out in there quick and contact me, because I know you're fiddling me. I know you know. I spoke to a professor of science at Oxford University in 1993, explaining to him, and he pretended he didn't know what I was talking about. But he did, and I expect he went to these companies and sold it to them. And they spent millions trying to produce 3D. And you can go to using my system, all you need to do is go to a charity shop and pick up an old pair of glasses. And they said to me, Oh, that'll spoil your eyesight. I've had my eyesight tested recently. He said, oh, that's strange. Why's that? I said. He said, your eyesight's better than it was. Ah, so obviously it doesn't ruin your eyesight, it makes it better. I don't know anybody who's seen, I've put enough videos up about this. Why, I've actually spent over 500 quid buying one of these here 3D TVs just to see how wonderful it is. And it's exactly what they've done. And they must have used my principle on Titanic in order to produce it in 3D, because it was shot in 2D. And my system works on any 2D image. If you look at a photograph, the brain learns to see the 2D image in 3D. Just like a computer can be used to produce a 3D image, you can use your own brain, which is the best computer in the world. Even the simplest brain is smarter than the greatest, brilliantest computer, believe it or not, because a computer can only do what you tell it, or what some programmer tells it. Anyway, I've had my say, and that's what I think about the electorate and democracy, etc. I'm putting this up now, and I hope somebody will listen to it, because if you don't, these multinational companies can take over the world. The likes of, well, we know all the names of the people that are in the news. Maybe they're actually coming to task at the moment and getting punished for what they've done. People think because they got millions they can do what they like, murder included, and get away with it, and they have done in the past. But Murdoch and his empire is about to come crumbling down, believe you and me. Just like this conservative, liberal packed government. Should never have happened. So, there I am, say goodbye. I've had my say. Get on to me, come on, tell me I'll say them all wrong. All you MPs there out there, I'll take any of you on. And I don't have any notes or anything. This is talking straight ad lib. And I'll talk to any MP ad lib. But they don't. They walk around with a bit, you mustn't say that, you mustn't say this. Because the party won't like it. And I don't care what party it is, they're all the same. What we want is a totally independent government that is the British government or the United Kingdom government. Nothing to do with Labour, Liberal, Conservative, Communist, the UKIP or whatever. Oh, Scott Nash, Plaid Cymru, all people should be voted as a person. If they think they're good enough to be an MP, then they should go to the Commons and do their job, which is to elect the people to run the country. That's why we vote for them. And I will vote for anybody that agrees with the things I agree, or at least nobody will agree with everything I agree with, but anybody who comes close to it, the one who has the most views that's similar to mine, that's the person I'll vote for, whatever party he does belong to. Because, you know, even if even if they say they're independent, they're going to support Cameron, but and Labour's going to support Ed Miliband. That's fair enough, but at least they should be honest about it and tell the people what they're going to do, and not to say one thing and do another when they get there. And if they do that, then they should be what do they call it? The Chiltern Hundreds, I think they call it. It's when they throw somebody out of Parliament. There, you see, I know lots of things, don't I? Anyway, goodbye all. Have a nice time. I am.